All right. Wait a minute. Anybody home? Hey. Is anybody there? Oh, my God. Hey, welcome back. It's the #1 Spirit Realm radio station up here. You know what it is. That's right. SRR #1. That's right. No Quaaludes or medication required here. But it might help. It might. No. Hang on. My new top 10 countdown here of weird shit that's happening. So this is number 10. All right. That's right. Oh, it will. All right, babies. Welcome, love. I hope you like that. Welcome, Seattle Rain. Welcome, love. How are you? Let's go to the market. Welcome, New Mexico. Welcome, love. All the fours, all the 444. Seattle Rain, 444. Welcome, Jethro Troll. I wonder about you. Damn, yeah, a lot of fours. That's a good point. Oh, my God. We got fours coming out of the corn, love. The corn. It's all about the corn. All right. Salutations, Blue Devil. Greetings. It's Wednesday. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday? Good, I hope good. Like Thursday yet? Does it still feel like Tuesday? I don't know. Sometimes it's strange to try to figure that stuff out. It really is. Yes, indeed. What are we doing, you say? Of course. Hey, well, the El Gato, see, hey, listen. The El Gato, or the Gato familiar, he may make an appearance here, but I wanted to show you this, Precious. Welcome, Precious. Like, look, we're looking for the El Gato, see, in this picture over here, you can see that. It says El Gato, okay, and it looks like the Gato familiar, actually. Hey, check this out.
Which is you? Maybe Slowpoke is pretty slow downstairs in the feet.
All right.
But he's
Welcome,
fast upstairs in the
welcome,
cabeza.
Mr. Goncalves. All right. Hey. All right, babies. I love you. Oh, welcome, Terry Lynn. Yeah, that's how slow I feel right now. Casa de Gonzalez. Casa de Gonzalez. There we go. I love you, baby. Oh my God. All right. That is Mr. Slowpoke Rodriguez. All right. I love you, baby. Hey, remember where cartoons were fucking interesting? All right. Yeah. That's some old shit, but that shit is so funny. All right. Welcome, Dame Athos, Queen of the Mountain Garden. Slowpoke Rodriguez. All right. Oh, my God. Now, where were we? All right. Now, we're not talking about the Goncalves, are we? No. We are, of course, we're going back to the Vampire Diaries, the vampire. Oh, my God. All right, guys. Remember, hey, let's keep the politics out of the garden. Politics out of the garden, please. Thank you very much. We're not going to be rude to people here, please. We're not going to be rude to people here. Except me. I'm the only one allowed. All right, good. Sorry to hear about your sick pups. I hope they get better soon. We don't want any sick pups. All right, quick break. Hey, quick break. And then I want to do a little reading. The cards are always there, but I want to do a little reading here in chapter 6. Stuff starts getting a little bit interesting. Well, we know. But we're going to start getting into the prime here. A little bit more in depth. A little bit more. Yeah. The prime. The prime. One of the primes. But Kohlberger's in jail, asshole. I know he's in jail. I'm still trying to figure it out. What the fuck? Like, nah, it's not a psyop. It's not a psyop. Well, I don't think it's a psyop. But anyway, let's carry on. Quick break. Oh my God. It's Wednesday. We're hanging out with Mouse Rodriguez. All right. That's right. No. It was interesting. Very interesting. I mean... Welcome, Dame Celestine, Queen of the Stars. Welcome. All right, let's carry on. We're going to watch. I know we've seen it a million times. However, you know, I don't know. Miss Mortensen doesn't start acting Miss Mortensen doesn't start her drama class in the middle here of right outside the house until Jack Decor starts walking upon the crime scene. That's when she goes into her little acting class. She doesn't do it before. She only does it when Jack Decor starts walking up towards the group. That's when she does the act. That's when she puts on this act. She's not acting like that before. She's not hysterical before. She's not crying. She's not towards Jack Decor, and that's when she starts going into the theatrics, okay? That's when she starts grabbing her pants and all that fucking bullshit that we see. That's when she starts doing that. So, yes, indeed. So I'm going to start with that again. Welcome, Amy Conway, Blonde Lily. That's a little later, Amy. That happens a little later, but yeah. So this whole thing, again, it feels like a reenactment. Part of it feels like a reenactment. Part of it feels just unbelievable. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this sort of thing. It really is weird. That's why part of me feels, again, it's a reenactment. And in many ways, it seems to be that way. But, yeah. So anyway, so I'm just going to show this to you real quick again, right? Just so we're aware of what's going on, right? Of course. So this is where we're getting rid of the EMS personnel. We talked about this. There's about 7 of them, by the way. We talked about this. This is where Mitch Nunes is getting rid of them. And none of these people, again, none of them go into the house to check on any of the victims. Okay? Nobody does. Yeah. Here's what's even more baffling to me a little bit. We don't know if any of the people standing outside the group, right, in that big group out there, we don't know if any of them are injured. We don't know what's going on, correct? So maybe somebody's injured. But we send them everybody down the road. Like, we don't even say, hey, well, I don't know. There's a big group of people up there on the hill outside the house. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody injured there. Maybe a couple of you can go up there and check them out. I don't think that happened either. I could be wrong. Welcome, satire. Welcome. Do you understand, though? So anyway, this is where we're at, though. We're sending away the EMS, the emergency, the first responders. We're sending them away. Mitch Nunes made that call. Nobody else made that call. He's the only one who made that call. He sent them all away. Look at these guys. They look like they're prepared to go somewhere. Do they not? Do they? Do they look prepared to go into the house? Not really. Okay. There's no urgency here. Anyway, whatever. There never was any urgency here. So these guys are not frantic. Nobody's frantic. Nobody's stressed out. Nobody is confused. Nobody is wondering what's going on. This is not real. This is why, again, part of me feels this is a reenactment. Nobody seems to be like, they all seem to be aware of what's going on. Like they already know what's happening here. They're waiting to go back down the hill is what they're waiting on. So, yeah. So anyway, let's carry on. We got to get past this though first. Oh, by the way, yes, as we know, the whole conversation is redacted. The whole conversation, as we know, between Nunes and all the EMS personnel here, especially this guy, is redacted. So we cannot hear any conversation. What Nunes is saying to them, what Nunes is saying to them about the condition of the bodies, or some rationale for why he's calling all these people off. All that is redacted. Conveniently, by the way. So we don't hear Nunes' explanation for why he called all these people off. See? That's all redacted. That gets Mitch Nunes out of a lot of shit, by the way. It gets him out of a lot of shit. Because I'd really like to hear his rationale for why he decided to turn everybody away here. Again, right? But anyway, we don't hear that. Because, again, Moscow, they are smart little fuckers sometimes. Yeah. And so they blocked all that out. Yes, they did. Sometimes they're smart little fuckers. Oh, yes, they are. They're devious little fuckers, these people. Corn people. They're not as stupid as they appear sometimes. Okay? So, yes, they redacted this whole conversation out.
No, you're good.
Okay, bye-bye. And then, what do we see? In frame, we got Mr. Jack DeCour walking up upon the crime scene right as we let the EMS personnel go. Bye-bye. 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 And then, on scene, walks Mr. Jack DeCour. Now, at this point in the story, he doesn't have his arm behind his back yet, but he will eventually. He doesn't have it here yet, but that will change once he gets up to the top of the hill and starts standing there. It appears that somebody does hand him something, and then from that point on, until we get into the police cruiser that I willingly sit in for a half an hour, I don't know, right? But once I start trying to ask again about what's going on, that's when my hand is behind my back. We don't see his other hand again until he's sitting in the police cruiser. And we don't know what he's doing in there. We have no idea what Jack DeCour is doing in that police cruiser. We don't. And I don't think there was a camera recording inside the police cruiser that was documenting what Jack DeCour exactly what he was doing. I don't think there's a camera there. So anyway, let's keep this in mind. Okay, that's where we're at. I know we've seen this a lot, but this is important. This is, again, this whole body cam is fucking weird. The whole body cam is fucking bizarro. And again, I feel this is a reenactment. We're playing in some serious mud there, but this whole entire all of this is extremely bizarre. Extremely bizarre to me. It fucking is. And it's hard not to watch it over and over again and think to yourself, you know what? Why doesn't this feel right? There's something off about all this. Like, at least that's my impression, right? And yours, some of you, of course. Corn fuckers, that's right. That's right, Terry Lynn. Fuckers, corn fuckers. Well, it's potatoes, but it's really potatoes. Fuck it, we'll throw the corn in there anyway. Fuck it. All right, I know. Fuck it. So, it's interesting. Another thing that's weird about this is that Jack DeCour, he sees, so here's the interesting part. Instead of waiting right here, okay, this is what's very odd about this too. This is why this is not real, guys. Okay, in my opinion, this is all bullshit. But so, instead of waiting like right here for noons to get done, because as you're walking up, you see the cop right here. Mitch Noons is right here. So if Jack DeCour totally bypasses this, he bypasses Mitch Noons, who sits right here. He should stop. Actually, what we should see here is Jack DeCour backing up and stopping right about here. Wait for these guys to go, and then I come up to Noons right here at this point. I don't bypass Noons and then just bypass him and then start walking right up the hill to the people, if I'm asking about the dog, remember? I am asking about the dog. That's why I came up here. Right? That's his fucking story. I came up here to ask about my dog. Nothing else. Yeah, they're telling me shit. Once I get up here, they're telling me shit. But my original reason for coming up here in the first place is about the fucking dog. So fuck you. These fucking, everybody out there, I don't know. They all, again, you're living on another goddamn planet, you fucking people. I'm serious. Because none of this behavior is fucking normal. The more I watch this shit, none of this behavior has been normal. So I don't know what's going on out there. Maybe it is a fucking Christchurch shit. I don't know. But look, you got a cop right in front of you. You're walking up the hill. The cop is right in front of you. You could easily just take a right turn and talk to him. Like right there. Hey, what's going on? Is my girlfriend up there? Is she dead? What's going on? Hey, is my dog up there? No, he waits, bypasses Noons, and heads right to Dylan. Fucking weird, eh? That's not fucking weird. Whatever. I mean, again, unless this is just mistakes that Idaho State Police made in their documentation, or Moscow, more like ISP, if this or their forensic team, there are still documents that have 2025 dates with Jack DeCour still listed as a suspect. There are still forensic documents there that still have him on as a suspect as late as 2025. So now whether that's a mistake, I don't know, but yeah. So my impression about this is he has been a suspect for a bit here. And despite what the media said and what Moscow, we clear, he's cleared, the Goncalves, he's cleared, he's cleared. Yeah, but some of the documents though, especially some of the labs, the forensic stuff that you're doing, still has his name on it as late as, I think it's 2025, still has his name on there as a suspect. So I could be wrong about that, but I swore I remember reading that. I remember reading documents like that where Jack DeCour's name is still appearing. Like, we're talking 2024, 2025. His name is still popping up here in this case, in the documents. Yeah. So I don't know why that is. If we cleared him way back in November, December 2022, why is his fucking name still popping up 2 and 3 years later in the documents? To me, that's a problem. Huh? We cleared him, right? We cleared him in fucking November, right? He was cleared. So why does his name keep coming up? I don't know. Weird, huh? Isn't that weird, Moscow? How Jack DeCour's name keeps just coming up and up in the documents, even though supposedly he was cleared within, a week of the crime? You cleared him? Okay, bye-bye. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. People on the opposite side of the wall, they don't like hearing this stuff. They do not. He was cleared within a week of the murders, right? But yet, his fucking name keeps popping up in the documents, forensic documents, the forensic labs. His name keeps appearing. Oh, we got another set of fingerprints on this guy, I think, because we got a partial set, but we didn't get a full set. So we got him. We got more fingerprints from Jack DeCour, didn't we? Yes, we did. I think so. And Showalter and a couple of the others. They got more prints off these fucking people later on. So again, if this was, to my mind, if these people were cleared in November of 2022, I don't know about what they're doing 3 years later. That bugs me. Why they're doing this now 3 years later to certain people in this case, like Jack Showalter, DeCour, I think Mortensen, and a couple others. So anyway, that tells me you didn't do this properly the first time around, and now you're doing it you're getting information 2 to 3 years later with these characters when you already have them cleared in the first week of your investigation, which means you didn't properly clear them. That's what it tells me. I mean, there's no need to be going back for fingerprints and this and that. If you already got that figured out in the first week of the fucking investigation, which they didn't, obviously. Right? It's ridiculous. If you're going to clear a suspect, well, then they're cleared. Okay? That means you ruled them out completely. But I don't know. I'm asking for fingerprints 2.5 years later. 3 years later, I'm asking for more fingerprints on certain people. I don't think I'll be doing that if I cleared a suspect. That tells me I fucked up. That I rushed a judgment, which was wrong. because we're little girls. We're little girls who couldn't possibly have done anything like this or know anybody who could have. We're just little girls, babes in the woods. Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, did one of these people attract a big bad wolf? Possibly they did. Possibly. But that big bad wolf, listen to this, that big bad wolf, first of all, must have a lot of time on their hands in order to stake out a house for a few months and figure out all the people that come and go in that house and get a reasonable understanding of who lives in that house and who may or may not be there in that house when I decide I want to kill people. So I have to be studying this house for several months in between my other responsibilities. I would have to be over there probably every day watching this house, to get a good understanding of who lives there, who comes and goes, what's going on, what is the routine of this house. And that is going to take time. That's what you're going to have to believe here. Listen, I would have to stake out this house, guys. If I don't know any of the victims, I have no connection to the victims, right? That means I would have to stake this fucking house out, just watching everybody coming and going for like months to make sure the right people are in the house when I want them to be in the house. And I get super lucky when I do decide to snap and take out people. I get super lucky that on that particular weekend, Kaylee Gonzalez just happened to be there that weekend that I decided to snap. Okay? Yeah. Does that work for everybody out there? So I'm surveilling a house for a couple months, making sure I know who's coming and going. Okay? And I guess when I feel secure enough to know who lives there and who visits and who may be there, I just decide to go ahead and do it anyway. See? Yeah. Because I guess in my 2 months of surveilling the house and the people that come and going, I guess I feel secure enough to think, okay, well, I don't know. At best, there may be 5 people in the house when I enter it. That's if I'm lucky. Right? So my best guess is this, guys. If I enter this house without any other data, okay, my best guess is there's going to be 5 people in this house. 5 when I enter it. Okay? Now, are you a psychic? No. Okay? Neither is Brian Kohlberger. But you're going to have to assume this. If I'm going to go off on this particular day and time, all right, I'm going to go off. I'm going to go in that fucking house and do whatever. I have to reasonably assume there's 5 people in this house. There could be 13, but, okay, in Moscow's logic, he would go in the house anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's Moscow's logic. Moscow's logic is, even if there was 25 people in the house, Brian Kohlberger would have entered the house anyway. That's Bill Thompson's logic here. That's what we call fucking hillbilly inbred logic. Okay? This is not a real investigation, by the way, guys. Okay? I'm just saying. But you have to reasonably assume that 5 people are going to be in that house at minimum. At minimum. You just happen to get lucky when Kaylee Gonzalez happens to be there that weekend. A weekend where supposedly she's not supposed to be there. But you get super lucky, and now there's 6 people in the house that you didn't account for, right? You missed one. But lo and behold, they happen to be in the same fucking room together. So that makes things a lot easier. Okay? They just happen to be in the same fucking room together, guys. Yeah. And the other 2 victims, well, lo and behold, they just happen to be in the one room together as well. Isn't that amazing how that works? So all the victims in this case, they just happen to be in the same room together at the same time. Okay? And the free floating people like Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, the free floaters, we're going to call them free floaters, okay? They don't get harmed at all. They don't get harmed. The free floaters, the people who have freedom moving about the house, they don't get harmed in any way whatsoever. Guys, I love you, okay? People on the opposite side of the wall, I really need you to fucking stay. Look, denial's a bitch, I get it. But you're going to have to believe this scenario. It's ridiculous. I mean, you are logical people, okay? And logically alone, it makes no sense. I mean, you are taking, you know the amount of risk you're taking by walking into a house that you've never been into before. You don't know any of the victims that you're going to kill, and you happen to fucking get out of there and live to see another day for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't think so. No way is that happening. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. You are going to have to be casing this fucking house out. There is no way. And look, you know Brian Cove, maybe that's why he's late. Maybe that's an argument. Listen, maybe, people may argue that. Listen to this. Well, he was always late to class, right? He was always late to female professors' classes, right? I can imagine people on the opposite side of the wall saying to themselves, well, that's because he was staking out the house. And he would just happen to be late for classes. Just happen to be female classes, by the way. Female professor classes, right? So I can see that argument. It's really dumb because you're going to have to drive, 10 miles back and forth each time. So, yeah, you're going to be late for class, all right. You're going to be late, like real late, okay, if you're doing that. So, I don't know, guys. So, yeah, you got to think about that. You're going to have to be staking out that house. There is no other way around it. You're going to have to be staking that house out. You're going to have a rudimentary understanding of what is going on there. And, okay, but that's what you're going to have to believe Kohlberger did. He had to attain a rudimentary knowledge of that house, the dynamics of that house, right? The pattern of that house. He would have to discern this. You're going to have to discern this. There is no way in fucking hell you randomly pick a house to walk into, okay, and decide to murder 4 people that you don't know at all, never been in the house, never, and know your way around, I guess, know who's going to be there. Or you just happen to get lucky that Kaylee was there that particular weekend. You got really lucky. Yeah? Guys, it doesn't work. It never worked. It never worked. The whole structure of Moscow's narrative doesn't work. It never did. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's really ridiculous. Wow. Again, you're going to have to account for Kohlberger staking out the joint for a couple months. And you're going to have to do it hardcore, my friend. You're going to have to be staking out that house hard fucking core to understand the dynamics. People when they're having parties, okay? Because you don't want to fucking murder people in the middle of a frat party, do you? Or a sorority party? No. So you're going to have to know kind of a schedule for the house, because what if you walk it, you don't know it, you could walk right into a sorority party. How would you know? Right, Moscow police? How would you know? So you're going to have a rudimentary understanding of the schedule of the house. Parties, when people are going to be there, when they're not going to be there, right? You're going to have a rudimentary understanding of that. And you're going to have to believe that Brian Kohlberger knew about that entire schedule, or knew about at least the patterns of these people. Yeah, in 2 months, you're going to have to learn all that in between your other fucking responsibilities. So, just saying, you're going to have to believe that. That, to me, seems pretty fucking far-fetched. Like outer space kind of shit. Look, I understand stalking. I get that shit. But we're talking a whole other level here where I'm parked outside this house probably at 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, every single goddamn morning. I'd have to be parked outside of this house, guys. I would. I'd have to be parked right outside this house. Either right in front of it or in the back and spying on them for a good, 2 months. I'd have to be doing this shit. Like hardcore, man. I mean, how else are you going to know what's going on? Does that work for you guys? But that's what you're going to have to fucking believe. I mean, not only, I guess, is Kohlberger a stalker, but he is one of the most methodical stalkers on the face of the planet. I mean, like, we're talking dedicated. Real dedicated. Where you literally have to park, like, right in front of the house in order to see what the fuck is going on. Or, again, you have to park in the back of the house in order to see down into what's going on in the back of the house. See? You're going to have to do one or the other. Because you're not going to know the schedule, and you're not going to know the timings, and you're not going to know the parties, and you're not going to know what these girls are doing if you don't do one of these two things. And you're going to have to do it consistently every single fucking day. Does that sound like Brian Kohlberger? Because that's what's going to have to happen here in this case, guys. And Moscow cannot explain that. Bill Thompson can never explain that. None of the Moscow police can explain this. Idaho State Police cannot explain this. Nobody can explain this. But that's what you're going to have to believe happened here. We are the greatest. Yes, we are. There is no way. There's no way that's happening. There's no way that's happening. Dylan Mortensen said it herself. Mortensen said it herself. He bypassed my room on purpose. He knew there was a bedroom there, but he bypassed it. Gee, I wonder why. It sounds to me like this killer knew the people that were in the house. Knew you were there, but decided not to fucking kill you. That doesn't work. Mortensen doesn't work here. We've said this a million times, guys. Mortensen doesn't work. The concept of her, the structure of Mortensen, she doesn't work. In this story, it doesn't work. You cannot have both. You cannot have both. You cannot. And Moscow, Idaho State Police, and the FBI, they never established a connection between Mortensen and Kohlberger. They never established a connection between these two individuals. So that makes things a lot harder here. Because you can't have both of these characters, I said this before, you cannot have both of these characters running around the same story together. You cannot, without them sort of knowing, them having a connection between each other. You cannot. There's something off, way off about that. Think about it, guys. You know this. You know this. What I'm saying, we've already talked about, but you cannot have both these characters running around the same story. They bump into each other, and it doesn't work, guys. You can't have these two characters bumping into each other in the middle of a dark hallway, and the killer doesn't do anything to you. You cannot have that. That doesn't work. It never will work. And Mortensen knows that. Mortensen knows that very well. She knows the story doesn't work. She doesn't admit it. She doesn't come out and admit it outright that she knows who did this or who were the perpetrators. She doesn't come out and do it. But she almost, again, if this was a real fucking interview and interrogation, I think Dylan Mortensen would have been, I think she would have been arrested on this very day. 11/17, she would have been arrested. If this was a real investigation. Absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. She is almost giving you enough holes here to fucking arrest her. Absolutely. Anyway, that's probably the biggest bitch of this whole thing. Yeah, clearer later. Clearer later, sure. But, whatever. Clearer later, which you're probably not, if this was a real investigation, you're not going to clear. Nope, too much evidence. So, before we do another quick break. So, yes, that's where we're at. Mr. Decor, we set the scene. Thank you. Here we go. Now, pay attention. Here is Dylan, right? We got Dylan here, right? She's not hysterical yet. Nope, she's talking with them. She's not hysterical. Okay, right? Until Mr. Decor, right? Then she turns to face him. Hands up. Still not hysterical. Still not hysterical, guys. And then we start talking to him. Then we get to hysterical. Why? She does mention Murphy. She says Murphy barking. I heard Murphy bark. That's what she says. I heard Murphy bark. Now, let's hear the shenanigans story, shall we? Pretty much about like four of them. I heard Murphy bark. We were in the main room. We were in the main room. Oh yeah, this is the weirdo. This is one of your suspects. Remember that? This is one of your suspects. Moscow. This one right here. We're tapping her on the shoulder. Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah, this one. Take her away, please. Anyway. But hey, listen, guys. We were in the main room. Listen. We were in the main room. This is one of the suspects. Okay. Pretty much. That's one of, we know that's one of her phrases. Pretty much. They were, wait a minute. I thought we were in the main room. Wait a minute. We were in the main room, right? Heard Murphy bark. We were in the main room. We, implying me. Me. This is one of the suspects. And then, wait. They were in the main room. I wasn't in the main room. They were in the main room. Okay? I was not in the main room. They were in the main room. But before it was we were in the main room. But anyway, I heard dancing. Okay? And laughing.
They went upstairs and she screamed because someone...
And they went upstairs and now Kaylee screamed because someone's in the room. She ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name. Kaylee. Kaylee, I'm right here. Hey, Kaylee. I'm only 2 feet from you, Kaylee. Is that what we're doing, Miss Dillon? Hey, Kaylee. You're like 2 feet from me. Okay. Oh, bye-bye. But I kept calling her name. I kept saying, Kaylee, I'm right here. But apparently, Kaylee ignored this. She ignored Dylan saying, Kaylee. Right? Right? And she ran back upstairs. Okay.
She wouldn't answer, and then I saw the guy.
She wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. And I just locked the door. And then I grabbed my pants. And I just locked my door. And I ran downstairs. Okay. At the same time, I locked my door and I ran downstairs. At the same time, we don't know what's going on. Ha ha ha. Blah, blah, blah. Let me grab my pants.
Can you come here?
Yeah, come here. Yeah. And then look at Jack Decor. He sticks out his fucking hand like, come on, bro. Okay, that's what Jack Decor's doing. He sticks out his hand like, hey, bro, like, can you believe this? Like, look, he sticks out his fucking hand. And then, when we pan back around, he still has his hand out. Weird. Watch. Oh, no, sorry, I missed it. Yeah, so watch. He still has his hand out. Okay. Like, he must have had his hand out for, like, what? Like, he still has, look, guys, still has his hand out. What are you doing? Like, come on, bro. All right. Right? Like, what are you sticking your hand out for, idiot? Like, what? What do you want? Jack Decor. Never gets old with him. Again, big fucking baby. Remember we talked about him at length. Big, spoiled little brat, that guy. He, in my opinion, spoiled little fucking brat. Jack Decor. Entitled little spoiled fucking brat. Yep. Like, come on, man. Can I talk yet or not? Like, dude. Come on, man. Like, what's going on with my dog? Like, God. Right? That's Mr. Decor, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like, come on, man. Like, can you tell me anything that's going on with my dog? Is my dog in there? Is my dog okay? Like, what's going on with my dog? Right? That is Mr. Decor, isn't it? I think so. I think that's a good rendition. Yes, I do. It's a good rendition. We call that Live, 1974. Yes, we do. I like that rendition. The spoiled brat. Spoiled brat. All right. Quick break, love. Quick break. Let's get on. We'll get on. Anyway, I got to stake out a house, I guess, for 2 months. In between my regular job and my classes, I got to fucking stake out a house. I mean, can it be done? Possibly. But you're going to have to be very dedicated to it. I mean, you're going to have to get up every morning at a certain time, go over there pretty much at the same time, and sit there and wait and watch. You're going to have to pretty much do that almost every single day to get a good understanding of what's going on with that house. There is no other way you can do this without walking into a potential trap. Okay? There's no other way you're going to do this, guys. Unless you're absolutely insane. Unless you're absolutely insane. Like, you'd have to be absolutely insane. Like, no care in the world, insane. Where I walk into a house randomly with a knife, murder 4 people, and walk out, drive away. I'd have to be an absolute fucking... I don't know what you'd call that, guys. That would be... First of all, I'd be very lucky to do that. It doesn't work. Does not work. Doesn't work. Does not work. The chances of that would be astronomical. Again, if you're going by odds, that would be astronomical. Lord, help me. Help me, Lord, help me. Help me, Lord. Oh, my God. You know, I was really gonna, oh, God. I was really gonna try to be good and stuff, and, but goddamn it. Oh, my God. This is, I was ready to bury the hatchet and move forward with my life. But here we are again. It's like deja vu. But not really, because it's predictable. Predictable. All right. Anyway, you know, odds and luck. Remember we talked about odds and luck? We talked about it at length. Remember luck and odds? And, you know, again, you would have to be a brainless... You would have to be... Again, what would you have to be? If you were the only person who's... Well, you'd be... Little G is who you'd be. You would be Little G is who you'd be. In reality, if you're going to pick on anybody, it would be that character. Because we know much more about this guy than we do about Jack Decor, the fucking boyfriend. You know? Yeah. I should know, in my mind, I'd hope to know more about Jack Decor than I would some random guy named Little G or Little Gabriel M. Some rando guy who happens to fit the profile of the murderer really well. Really, really well. Like, almost down to a fucking T. Moscow police. Anyway. Hey, remember the Grail. Hey, we all touched the Grail. We all touched the Grail. That's right. We touched the Grail. Anyway. And then we all fucking, we withered and we turned to stone. We turned to dust. All right. No. Anyway, I love you. Just remember, people. I love you. You're my garden. Greatest garden in the world. And by the way, no infighting in the fucking garden. That's the last thing I want to see here, by the way. I know I said it earlier, where there's going to be no infighting in the garden, right? There's no fighting in the war room. Remember that. No fighting in the war room. Now, where are we? Fucking hell, man. Now I lost my fucking place. Now I lost my fucking place. No, I didn't win at bingo. Why are you fucking asking? Thank you. Thank you. All right, calm down. Let's get back here. We got to get back to the number one Spirit Realm radio station, SRR number one. You know how it is. We got to get back into the groove here. Yeah. So I'm sailing for tomorrow. That's right, baby. Little Southern Cross action there. Thank you very much. I hope you like that one. That's all right. Next time it's a cathedral. All right. All right. Let's carry on, my loves. So, let me read just a smidge for you. Just a smidge. We should pull a card, though, guys. We really should pull a goddamn card. Really, we should pull some cards, guys. I know I keep saying that. We fucking should, though. But let me read a little bit. Great. Chapter 6. All right. Right. That's where we're at. Yeah. So, Dylan. All right. Now we're talking about Dylan. The 19-year-old U of I sophomore, was standing in the doorway to her second-floor bedroom when a masked intruder, later determined to be supposedly Brian Koberg, passed within inches of her. All right. In hopes of gathering additional information, law enforcement interviewed Mortensen days after the crimes. Although the interview was recorded and we will excerpt transcripts later, police saw fit to file supplemental 0003 paraphrasing statements. In the interest of clarity, it makes the best sense to read this report verbatim. Right. All right. Well, let's see. The 17th. Here we are. 12:05. Right? Gooch, course. Sergeant Blaker, course, interviewed Mortensen at her house. The interview occurred with Mortensen's attorney present via computer, Robin McPherson, and all right, Robin McPherson, attorney in Moscow, Latah County, Idaho, with the law firm Sullivan Law Offices. Right, all right, we know this. The interview was also audio recorded by me and Sergeant Blaker. Gooch. All right. The thumb drive of this interview was assigned this tag number in the Tiberian case management system on the 20th. The audio file of the interview has been downloaded onto the drive, 18th, and the thumb drive is maintained in my sole care, custody until I... All right. Mortensen stated the following. She's a sophomore, University of Idaho, studying pre-physical therapy. Whatever. All right. She has been a... Whatever. All right. Pre-physical therapy. All right. I don't know what that is. I don't know, guys. She has been a University of Idaho student for both years, freshman and sophomore. She has been residing at the residence since August. 3 months. No, excuse me. 2.5 fucking months. 2.5 months. Her friend Bethany, the Hobbit, and herself moved into the residence, and the other female roommates she knew through the sorority, the Pi Phi, Maddie and Xana, prior to this year, and had also met Kaylee before, but Kaylee belonged to another sorority. She explained Kaylee was a senior in the school. She described Xana as being a year older than herself. Okay. She also described 2 additional friends, Emily Allant and Josie, but they were not residents in the house. Mortensen explained Emily introduced her to Xana last year. Of their residence and where each of the roommates resided. paraphrased based on Mortensen's description of their residence. When you walk in, there is a door. There is downstairs with a bathroom and Bethany's bedroom. Right. When you walk into the door, there's a hallway. There's also another room down there. There's a couple of rooms down there, by the way. The tunnels. With her bedroom and the kitchen and the sliding door. And upstairs is Kaylee's room and a bathroom and Maddie's room. Xana is on the second floor. The same one as her. Right. Good. Initially, she was asked to describe what the girls did on the 12th. But she described there was a ball on Friday night, the 11th, a Pi Phi sorority ball which she briefly attended. She explained she started drinking at 4:30 p.m. on the 11th. Described the image of the ball. The room as Ethan was there and his triplet, brother Hunter, Emily, Josie, and her boyfriend. Lyndon, Jenna, Claire, Hayden, and Gideon were there. Gideon. There's your Gideon, by the way. Remember Gideon? Remember that writing on her arm? Well, I didn't realize there was an actual person named Gideon. Apparently there is. I didn't know that. Oops. Yeah, she's his brother Hunter, Emily, Josie, and her boyfriend Lyndon, Beck, Jenna, Claire, Hayden, and Gideon. Who the fuck is Gideon? Remember, that's what appeared to have been written on her arm was the word, right, the name Gideon. Wasn't that it? It was Gideon, right? I thought that was just, I don't know. But apparently there's a person that was there at the ball, and one of them was named Gideon. Interesting. So let's say that's correct, guys. Let's assume. Let's play in the mud. Let's say that is true. Let's say no. This could be. This is very strange. I don't know. Nah. Then you'd have to think that Mortensen, she didn't shower. Well, maybe she did shower and she couldn't scrub the name off her. I don't know. But if this happened on the 11th, right, and there's a Gideon character floating around here that's an actual person that was there at that ball. Wow. Interesting. That's very interesting. Gideon. But still. Kaylee was Dylan's date for the ball. Right. Anyway, Gideon. Yesy. All right. I guess we're playing soccer now. Anyway, Lisa, Matt, and Aaron and their dates who are Fiji fraternity members, Maddie Thornton, Lakeland McComa, and Lakeland McComa's date, Hayden. Right. Kaylee was Dylan's date for the ball. All right, great. Dylan described how she got home on Friday night by using an Uber from the Pi Phi ball to the residence. She explained she and her roommates normally have Eric as her Uber driver, but not on the night of the 11th. She does not remember the name of the Uber driver on the Friday night. This was around 8:30 p.m. She explained she and the roommates trust Eric. Okay. She advised the party initially transitioned to the White's apartments, but she got bored and wanted to go home. It was she, Maddie, and Xana, and Ethan regarding the roommates who attended the ball. Right. Think. Eventually, a group from the Pi Phi event transitioned to Dylan and the other roommate's house, and there was a party, right, that continued there until the early morning hours of the 12th. Saturday. She requested to look at her cell phone during this point in the interview to verify that that was accurate. Timeline. To verify her timeline. Right, okay. She was advised she could use her cell phone to provide times during the interview. Great. She advised the other individuals that came to the house on Friday night were Jenna. Initially, she said it was Hayden, but corrected herself to say it was not Hayden, but Zach, Jenna's twin brother, okay, who came to the house, and Yessie, whatever, as well as herself. They were consuming large amounts of alcohol and playing music. All right. She went to bed a little after 10 a.m., 12:10, sorry. It was 12:10, 12:30 that morning. Okay, right. Eventually, she advised Maddie came home, and eventually Kaylee, but she was not certain about where Kaylee was, or she didn't talk to her very much. She didn't talk to her. So. All right. This is interesting with Dylan. She then explained on Saturday morning, right? So that's Saturday morning, right? 12:15 p.m. She then corrected the time to 11:44 a.m. The roommates went together to get coffee and the store to get more alcohol. Right. They still had champagne from the previous weekend, which she explained was the University of Idaho Parents Weekend. Right. And how we know this is because Mortensen took pictures of this very interaction. That's how we know this. That's how Dylan knows this, by the way. One thing about Dylan is she likes to take pictures of things. Whether that's because she's 19 years old and a female, I don't know. But she does like to take a lot of pictures of stuff. Like mundane things, like going to the store to pick up alcohol. We are taking pictures of this. You know? Like deciding on whether we want, Gower to pick us up some grub truck food. Apparently, I have to videotape that. See? Dylan likes to record things. Okay? I'm just saying, she does. This is how we know this, because Dylan, took pictures of this. Or videotaped this. That's how she knows it. Look, they're going to the store to buy more alcohol. That's what they're doing. She's with Xana. Guess what, guys? It's always with the victims. It's always with the victims. Weird, huh? Strange, isn't it? Isn't that? It's kind of weird, isn't it, guys? All these pictures she took over the 2 nights, they seem to be with the victims a lot. Most of them, it appears. Oh, weird. Yeah, there's some of her partying and shit with other people, but goddamn. That's different. You're at a party. I can see maybe taking pictures of yourself at a party more, but not going to the goddamn grocery store. But that's just me. That's just me. But anyway, we do a lot of video. To me, we take a lot of photographs this particular day, and we take a lot of videos this particular day. For some reason, we're doing that this particular day. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that I'm using these same memories based on my videos and photographs I'm giving to Idaho State Police, because I can't remember otherwise. And I have these timestamps here of what I was doing and where everybody was. See, which is odd. But that's what Dylan Mortensen did throughout the entire fucking day. That's what she did throughout the entire day. Yes, she did. She was what I like to call a little videographer throughout the entire day. Videographer, a photographer. She was both of these things throughout the entire fucking day. Which is a little strange to me. I mean, again, you're going to say, well, she's a 19-year-old college female. Sure, whatever you want, but to me, it's okay. I'm gonna have to believe that then, but I don't think so. Just saying. I don't know. There's other things that are bizarre enough, so I don't know. I don't know. To me, we're documenting them. To me, that's what it's like. We're not really taking pictures of videos of them because we really want to, or we really give a shit, or we actually care about them. No, it's more like I'm getting like a documentary of them in some way. That's what I'm doing. I'm like getting a documentary on them in some weird way. That's what I'm doing, guys. So that's the way I look at that. That's why I'm doing that. It's not because I really give a shit about these people or I really love them. No, it's more like I kind of know what's it's like, well, I kind of know what's gonna happen probably, And I'm documenting them sort of. That's the way it feels. Anyway, I don't know. The one that creeps me out probably the most is with Mortensen recording when supposedly they're sitting in Kaylee's bedroom. That disturbs me, when they're should we get grub truck or not? And she records that. She records that conversation. She videotapes it, I think. So that's a little odd to me, guys. I mean, then I think to myself, well, I wonder if Kaylee and Maddie knew that Dylan was recording them. Then I start wondering that shit. Because that's very odd. It's rarely late at night, right? It's after 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. And Dylan's fucking video recording them. She must be with it in some fashion, I guess, guys. She's not totally out of it. Right? If she's video recording people. So yeah, she's not out of it. She's not off her rocker. She's not drunk to the point where she passed. No, she's operating a fucking video camera after 2 o'clock in the morning in Kaylee's bedroom for some fucking reason. So yeah, anyway, Moscow, what do you think about that? Think that's a little unusual? Nah. Because I'm so drunk, I'm so out of it, I don't know what's going on. I can't give you, reality. I can't give you reality. I give you fantasy. I give you fantasy and all this. And I tell you I can't give you reality. I tell you, point blank to your fucking face, I cannot give you reality. And yet you still don't arrest me. You still don't arrest me. Garden. Right. I tell you, I don't know in this situation, this scenario. I don't know what was reality. And yet you don't arrest me, guys. You don't. You don't arrest me. You should. Because if I don't know what I'm doing, well, how the hell are you supposed to know what I'm doing? Right? Right. Good. Good. That's the way it is, baby. It's like they just assumed all these things with her. That's the biggest problem. They assumed all these things with Mortensen, like they were in contact with her for 72 hours straight or something. They're talking to her 72 hours straight. And they could figure out her personality. Weird. Like they assumed a lot of things with her. Like, oh, she must be stuck in trauma. Well, that was a big assumption that turned out to be complete bullshit. So they assumed a lot here with Miss Mortensen. First of all, she wasn't a suspect right off the bat. They assumed that with no evidence. They assumed that she was stuck in trauma for no reason. And what she tells him in the 11/17 interview totally contradicts Victoria Gooch's view of trauma. But yet, Victoria Gooch carries on anyway, as if Mortensen is in trauma, which he's not. Because Mortensen herself tells you, I wasn't in any danger. I wasn't in any danger. I wasn't afraid at all. I'm still not afraid, by the way. I'm still not afraid. I wasn't afraid then, and I'm not afraid now. Idiots. What I'm afraid of is you're here in my house, and I have to talk to you. I'm afraid of that. But I'm not afraid of anything else. No. Maybe. I might not even be afraid of the fact that you're in my house. I don't know. Apparently, it doesn't scare Dylan all that much. I got the Idaho State Police sitting in my house. I'd be freaked out. Actually, I'd be really scared. If I had like a state police sitting in my fucking house asking me questions about shit, about the quadruple murder, I'd be nervous. But if I had nothing to do with it, anyway, I guess it's all normal. I don't fucking know, guys. It's all normal, I guess. I don't fucking know. You cannot just say somebody's in fucking trauma without meeting with them, without like doing a psychological assessments on them, or whatever. You cannot determine that. You can't just say, well, yeah, they must be in trauma. You have no idea. You're not evaluating them psychiatrically, so you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You really don't. And these fucking police officers in Moscow or Idaho, apparently they got their roles confused between a fucking cop and a psychiatrist. You can't just say somebody's in trauma, just because they were in this particular situation. You can't just, well, she must be in trauma. That's why she's all fucked up. Whatever. No. Moscow, Idaho. Come on now, Idaho. Come on, Gooch. Victoria. Come on, Victoria. You are not a medically licensed psychiatrist, Victoria Gooch. And you cannot make any diagnoses regarding trauma whatsoever, you fucking bitch. And you know it as well as I. So when you start again priming people, yeah, well, you must be in trauma. It's a traumatic response. You are not licensed to make that determination, my friend. No, you're not. These people throw around these fucking words. They throw around these words to try to explain a great multitude of things, and it doesn't work. And Victoria Gooch, again, she is not a licensed medical fucking professional to be making judgments of trauma. Again, for all you know, you have your prime suspect sitting right in fucking front of you. They didn't proceed like that. They pretended not to notice. That's how they proceeded with this. It's bullshit. I got my prime suspect sitting right in fucking front of me. That's what I got. And now you're goddamn right. I want to know every little fucking thing that happened with her that night. Absolutely everything. Because she's the one that survived. Miraculously, by the way. Against all odds. Mortensen survived. So you're goddamn right I want to fucking talk to her. Because it doesn't work. Mortensen should not have survived. And so I would want to be asking, I'd probably have her in that room for 6 hours, 7 hours, guys, if I could. Yeah, because it doesn't work. There's no way it works. So yeah, I would really love to talk to her for a long time. Long, long time. I don't know, guys. Weird, huh? Weird. Anyway, I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I saw nothing. I heard, I'm not scared. I run. I don't know why I'm running. We've been through all this before. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. We've been through this before. That's what Dylan boils down to. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's her excuse. That's her ultimate excuse. Yep. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. Like stabbing people. I'm just doing it. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? Huh. Dylan stated Kaylee decided to go take a nap, and Dylan, Maddie, Xana, Bethany, they were on the couch watching a movie. Okay. Oh, sure. On the couch watching a movie, right? Uh-huh. I don't know, guys. Where? Where are you watching a movie? Guys, where are they watching a movie? Hang on. I'm sorry. I gotta still watch this game. Hang on. Did I fuck it up? All right, let's watch this. Where are they watching a movie? I'm still not sure. Hang on. All right, so we're going up the stairs. No, you don't have to come. Everybody's dead. Nah, back off. Nah, we don't need you in here. Good. We talked to Mortensen forever. Where are we, though? All right, we'll start from here. All right. We're all laying on the couch. And we're watching a movie. All right. Maybe. Oh, that's a better view of it. There you go. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right. Guess that's plausible. Yeah, okay. That's plausible. All right. Yeah, it's plausible, I guess. Look. Right? So we're all laying on the couch, right? This is the couch, right? So we're all laying on the couch. And we're watching the TV. I mean, yeah. Okay. I can see that, I guess. So we're all sitting here, sitting on the couch, watching the TV up here. I mean, yeah. You could see it. God, what is that? That looks like dust. Why is that? It looks like dust. No, guys, you know what does that look like? It looks like sawdust, doesn't it? But what is down here, guys? And then you got the black backpack. But I'll tell you what is this? It's sawdust, right? Or it looks like blood stains, blood stains in the living room. Nah, that's what it looks like. Well, whatever, it's nothing. Sawdust. That's just sawdust, guys. That looks like blood, though, doesn't it, though? Down there. Doesn't that look like blood down there? Fuck yeah, it does. To me, that looks like blood. I don't know what that is. But looking at this shit now, again, that looks like blood there. And that looks like fucking blood down there. Yep. That specifically, to me, it's blurred out. That looks like blood. There's blood stains right down there. That's what it looks like. Fuck yeah, it does. There's something with that. Maybe. I mean, it could be. No. There is something there. That's just not the grain of the floor. It's not just the grain of the floor pattern. There's something spilled there. There's something spilled there. Look it. See that down there? That's not the grain of the floor. No. So yeah. What is that? Okay. And then what is that down there? To me, those are bloodstains. Whatever. Or just a lot of dust, sawdust. I mean, I'm looking at it. That it's either. Well, there must be a lot of sawdust there, or dust on it. It looks really dusty for some reason. Looks like there's a lot of dust. Yeah, I don't think so. Those look like stains, but I could be wrong. Wasn't there. And then, of course, we have the black backpack right there. And it just so happens to match the black backpack that was found outside in the backyard. Looks like the exact same type of backpack. Funny how that is. Yeah, you got one black backpack right there next to a blood stain. Okay, right? Don't step there. I don't know. That could be. I guess that could be beer or whatever. I'd like to know what this shit is though. On top of the fucking ottoman or whatever you want to call that. I'd like to know what the fuck that is. Like what stain? What is that staining on there? It looks like dust, doesn't it? Part of it looks like dust, and some like fucking yellowish. I don't know. Like it looks like sawdust or something. Like there's fucking sawdust or something there. I know it's weird. But this is, to me, down there, that looks like a stain, like a red stain. And you could make out two red stains right in the middle of that sawdust there. Or whatever that shit is, I don't know. Dust. Weird. So anyway, whatever. I'm sure that was thoroughly tested and ruled out as a suspect. Yeah, sure. Like we did in... Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. After we trampled on it 25 fucking times in and out of the house, we just trampled on it. It's all right. Oh, God, I hate this case. I hate it. I hate this case. Ridiculous. Absurd. Ridiculous. Absurd. Mistakes everywhere, but yeah, somehow we got the right guy. Love you. Oh, Gonzo. Gonzo. All right. All right, quick break. Quick break. We'll do a little bit more, and then, hey, sail off into the great beyond. It is Wednesday. Yeah. Again and again and again and again. So, yeah, that's really weird, isn't it? Why would I do that? I would have to know one of them. Wouldn't I? That doesn't make any sense. Guys. No. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. Gato Real. Gato Real. Gato Real. What do you want? Ah, of course. Yes, no secrets on it. No secrets on it. No, not great. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go on. Yeah, no secrets. Get up there. I told you. Oh, God, so many interruptions. So many interruptions. All right. Yeah, here we are. Maybe we should do a late show. Yeah, probably should. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, black backpacks. Where were we? A little bit more, guys. A little bit more. Yes, we should do a late show, I think. Oh, sorry, guys. So there's more. I'm sorry. There's more to the Gideon story. Sorry. So Dylan explained when she got to the Sigma Chi function, she wanted to meet up with Xana and Bethany. And she called Xana on her cell phone to find out which apartment they were in. And she was told they were in apartment number 4. Others who were at apartment number 4 at this time were Ethan and his brother Hunter, Xana, Claire's friend. Dylan explained she and Gideon were going in and out of the front of the fraternity lodge together for part of the night. Dylan explained there were not a lot of people at this function. I mean, okay, maybe perhaps that's where perhaps where there's writing on her arm, perhaps that's where. Yeah. She further explained after she met up with Gideon, and the two of them went to Peter's apartment. She was with Ethan and Xana, right, during part of the night, and Dylan explained Ethan had been trying to get in contact with Maisie. Right, remember? I love you, dog. Remember, dog? Hey, dog. Right, Maisie. Oh, my God, Master Ninja. Don't do it. Oh my God. Yeah, because she had been upset about something. And he was worried about her, but Dylan did not know what the issue was. Oh my God. All right. It's all right. Oh yeah, but she remembered. Oh man. Told her brother she had not been answering her cell because she had been sleeping. Maisie, why'd you do it to me? I don't want no quorum children around. Anyway, she described Ethan as being very protective of his sister, as well protective with all of the room. A group of them then went to visit Allie, who she had previously met through Xana, and Kenzie was also there, including she. Yesy again. You can't get away from this guy. And Gideon. Who is this guy? Who is Yesy? Like, I like soccer. I like soccer. I like soccer a lot. All right, give me a break. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I had to throw that in there. I mean, how much football can you take? You see? My God. My God. Help me. Help me, God. Help me. Help me, Lord Jesus. Help me. All right. Get coffee, go to the store. I mean, from what my picture I saw, look, I took pictures, guys. Pictures at an exhibition. Listen.
My picture I saw, I went home around 12. I went to bed around 12, 12:10. Because I went in my bed at 12:15.
Because I took a picture. In that picture. Always a picture. Picture.
On Friday to Saturday again.
It was, remember, we just sold that. Yeezy. Yeezy and his fucking kicks. All right. I love you.
And me.
I love you.
And how do you spell?
And Gideon.
I believe.
Robin Hood was there.
Then,
Robin Hood was there.
I remember Maddie coming home at some point. I don't
Robin
remember
Hood.
when. I don't remember where Kaylee was. She was either in her room or the club. I don't remember talking to her.
Because I didn't talk to her that much. Right.
But you were in bed by 12:30?
This is again.
12:30.
This is November 11th. Right.
I think so.
Do you remember
I think.
on Saturday when you may have awakened?
Oh, Saturday. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right. We love the Rainbow Prime. She's not the Rainbow Prime, by the way. There is only one Rainbow Prime.
Woke up, but I know we got up at around.
She is not the
I have a
Rainbow.
picture of me and Xana and Maddie and Haley were going to get coffee and going to the store to get more alcohol. And that's
Right.
at 12:15 from my photo.
From your photo, right.
I don't remember exactly when I woke up.
Everything, remember, guys, she takes pictures of everything, guy. That's what I'm saying. Throughout this entire day, November 12th into the 13th, maybe this is her fucking... See, again, I don't know. But she's taking pictures. She's taking videos. She's doing all this throughout the entire day. I don't know if that's her normal fucking routine on a Saturday. I don't know. Okay. But she's documenting things throughout the entire fucking day. Just saying, that's what she's doing.
I guess you could say.
Is the picture at
That's
your
what she's doing.
No, it's in the car. I mean, I have a video of Xana in the car.
Video of Xana in the car.
That's at
12:30.
11:44.
Oh, sorry, 11:44. See, that's where she corrects herself, guys.
And then we were on the store to get more alcohol.
She has video,
I believe
again,
after
video
that,
of Xana.
when we started, we had
Video
photos
pictures.
taken
Remember,
from
video and
this weekend.
pictures.
So we were trying to drink that. Kaylee, she had some good friends at the White's apartment who were having like a little...
So it's like she forgot. Oh yeah, I had this video of Xana I took. Oh yeah, that was 11:44 a.m. I thought it was 12:30, guys. Oh no, that's right. I videotaped Xana for some fucking reason. And it was at 11:44 a.m. We're sitting out there in the fucking store waiting to get the White Claws from the grocery store. Right, that shit. That's the kind of shit Dylan Mortensen's doing here. Now, I don't know why she's doing this. I don't know if it's, you know what I'm saying. But she took a video of Xana at 11:44 for some reason. But she does this throughout the entire day. It's not just one little video. She's doing this throughout the entire day.
It was like a danger, I guess. They had like 100
Yes.
little
Why?
like little pool thing, but obviously it wasn't filled with water.
It's weird.
People showed up there, and it was good. Like it was.
It's
some
strange
pictures
to
that
me.
Day that picture that's going around.
Uh-huh.
We were all really happy.
The one that you took?
Like nothing weird at all. Nothing bad at
The
all.
one you took?
What were the plans for Saturday night?
There was a lodge party, which is that's where we went to later that night. That was the main plan. Was like, okay, it's party tonight. Like those are the most. Those
Main
are the
plan
most
at the
fun
lodge.
parties, which is like you want to go to all of those pretty much.
Okay. So what's the plan, Dylan?
All the roommates were going?
Kaylee wasn't thinking so.
What's the plan?
You tend to go to the clubs more.
Jesus
than
fucking
the parties.
Christ.
That's just like the nature of it.
Didn't I ask Dylan what the fucking plan was for that night? Didn't I ask her that? Hey, Victoria Gooch, did I not ask what Dylan Mortensen's plan was for that night? And this is what she fucking tells me.
All those pretty much.
This is what she tells me, all the plans.
What were the plans for Saturday?
What were the plans for that night, Dylan?
There was a lodge party.
There was a lodge party.
That's where we went to later that night. That was the main plan.
That was the main plan, was to go to the lodge party. Okay.
Okay, it's party tonight. Like those are known as
Those are the most
fun parties.
Those are the most fun parties to go to.
You want to go to all those?
You want to go to all those? Okay. That was the plan.
And all of you were going? All the roommates were going?
Kaylee wasn't thinking so. Usually when you're a senior, you tend to go to the clubs more than the fraternity parties. That's just like the nature of it. Maddie was...
Master nature. All right.
She did go with us for
I hate you, Prime. You know how much I hate you?
What time do you think Maddie left you to go from your...
I have no idea.
So...
Okay. Yeah.
I have a assignment that I turned in right before I left.
It's okay.
Saturday night, we got home from the White's
Right.
I'm gonna guess around 5:30 again. I don't fully remember. Again, we were
I know.
Like, I just had champagne. Like I had probably around 3 drinks, seltzers. We made food. Me and Kitty made pasta, and Xana made the sandwich. Xana, me, all of us roommates. So Xana, me.
This is weird, eh? Let's just listen to it. Just listen to it.
Me and Kitty made pasta, and Xana made the sandwich. Xana, me, all of us roommates. So Xana, me, Kaylee, Maddie, we're all together. Kaylee decided to go take a nap, and then me, Xana, Maddie were on the couch watching a show. I don't know if we were fully watching a show, but we were eating, talking, and we all decided we were going to take a nap. I took a nap on the living room couch. Maddie went to her room, Xana went to her room, and went to her room. I don't remember when Ethan came around. I can't fully remember. Might have been once after we all woke up. We all set a timer at 8 p.m. to wake up together.
Really?
They all were getting ready to go out. I'm pretty sure.
Kaylee too. Wait. Who's passed out on the couch? Oh, Dylan. Oh, Dylan's the one. I'm sorry, guys. So wait, Dylan's the one who slept on the couch. Slept on the couch. Right? So I guess she's setting her alarm outside on the couch. See, guys, this is ridiculous. We know this is ridiculous. I mean, come on. We all decide to set our alarms to wake up at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. But I'm sleeping on the couch. So I guess I'm setting my alarm in the living room because I'm not in my bedroom, right? If I'm sleeping outside in the fucking living room on the couch, everybody else goes to their room, but I don't go to my room. I just lay on the couch and go to sleep. But I guess everybody else sets their alarm for 8 o'clock. So we all wake up at 8 o'clock. Come on, guys. Come on. It's ridiculous. Okay, that's all I can say. It's ridiculous. Anyway, where are we at? We're at 1:51. That's enough. Maybe we'll do a late show. That's enough, guys. That's enough. It's enough. We drone on and on and on and on. All right. Boy, oh boy. Raise gears, right? All right, so he walks through the entire thing. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I'd like to see what conclusions here. We've been through this. All right. Yeah, that's where it ended. Robin McPherson had some follow-up questions for Dylan outside of the interview, and as a result, the audio recording was turned off at 2:11 p.m. that same day. That's right. That's what happens. They cut it off. They're still asking the questions. Mortensen was interviewed four times between Funk's 911 call on the 13th and Kohlberger's change of plea hearing on July 2nd, 2025. All right. This substantial body of first-person information does not include the grand jury testimony she provided in May of 2023. All but the two initial accounts were recorded in the presence of her lawyer, but only her statements to the grand jury were made under oath. In more than 4 hours of seemingly disparate accounts, I like that word, Mortensen never verified or even corroborated details of what she claimed to have witnessed. We talked about this. Her recollection of the crime and the crime scene do not match what was found. We talked about this. In more than 4 hours of seemingly disparate accounts, Mortensen never verified, right, or even corroborated details of what she claimed to have witnessed that fateful Sunday morning, including the crime scene. Police never asked her about what seemed to be glaring inconsistencies, never sought a deeper understanding of still undisclosed evidence, including a blood-covered jacket, a bracelet found on the floor of the spare downstairs bedroom, and shoes matching a tread pattern found in blood near her room. To this day, police have not once indicated in files, internal communications, peripheral interviews, or court filings that they doubted any part of her story. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Her story was never doubted. I totally agree with that. It was not. Never been implicated or charged with, of course. That's true. Yes. But they never doubted any part of her story. And I believe that is true. They didn't. No pressure. No hard questions. Nothing. Only two people know what happened inside that house. Between 4 o'clock that Sunday, if you want to put it at 4, all right, when the murders occurred, and the hobbits called to 911. It is important, it seems to me, that these stories add up. Okay, yes, of course. Oh, that was it. That was the end of chapter 6. Okay, Rage Kill, Lurid Dreams, Detective Gooch. All right, baby. Chapter 7. All right. Hey, dude. That's where we're at. That's where we at. That's where we landed. Strange, right? It's strange. It is strange, but I do agree, of course, that it appears that nobody ever challenged her story whatsoever. Nobody. Nobody did. Nobody. Fuck. I mean, we already know this, but I'm just saying that's true. Nobody ever challenged Miss Mortensen, our prime. Nobody. They took everything she said pretty much as fact. That's what it seems, and I agree with that. Everything that we've seen so far. You know, no one is confronting her. That's the problem. There's no confrontation. So we don't have a detective sitting in there and saying, well, you know, Dylan, I've been listening to you now for 2 hours, and there's a lot of your story to me that doesn't really add up, you know. So, you know, and whatever. You don't hear any confrontation at all. You know, nothing like that. That's like, well, that's problem number what? 7 million in this case. There's nobody confronting anybody. We already know this, but that's a problem. Nobody's confronting Dylan Mortensen. Well, you know what? There are a lot of pieces to your story that I'm confused about, and I really need some clarification here, Dylan. Really, because I mean, you're saying on one hand you're not really sure of anything, but yet on another hand you're giving us details about things, but you're saying you're not really sure about anything that happened that night. So you have to kind of. I'm really confused by what you're doing, Mortensen. See, nobody confronts her on any of this stuff. So we already know that this is not a real. Again, this was not a real interview / interrogation. This is not a real thing. If it was, again, if this was real, and apparently I guess it is, right, guys? It's real in some sense. But I'm just saying, this is not how you do things. I mean, this is ridiculous. Especially when you don't have a killer. And especially you have no idea what's going on here. You really don't. Yeah. Anyway, we already know this. Rage kill, Laura Dreams, Detective Gooch. There we go. Yeah. Oh, God. Do we need a primer on how the legal system works? I don't think so. Ann Taylor's office filed dozens of motions covering everything from supplemental disclosure to change of venue. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Gee, we were doing well. Sure. Death penalty prosecution. I don't know. I get it. All right, yeah, guys, we're gonna hold it there. We go on a little legal. History, what certain terms mean. All right, not the most compelling stuff. All right, this is interesting. I'll read this. Other motions addressed exhibits at pictures at an exhibition, right? That could have significantly impacted the case. Motion in limine number 6, for example, was submitted by Becca Barlow of Ann Taylor's defense, right? In hopes of prohibiting an ISP lab expert named Riley Nolan from referencing touch DNA. Okay. This motion specifically targets assertion that Kohlberger's DNA had been found on the KBR sheet. Unlike motion 4, it speaks to the heart of the case. I ain't reading number 4, but whatever. Touch or contact DNA. All right, there we go. Misleading. Sure. Which, okay, that's one way you can argue this case, I guess. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Right. Mortensen describes she describes the intruder. That's where, again, they took everything Dylan said into account. We already know this. Right? Right. Law enforcement, right, we already know this. Welcome, Sir Equinox. Satire, welcome. Law enforcement took pictures of Dylan's room, right? We already know this. November 13th, right? On the walls in her room were many pictures of eyes with we already know this, prominent eyebrows, many of which she had drawn. Some of the eyebrows are heavy, voluminous, puffy, or perhaps objectively bushy, according, right, we see those pictures. Interesting. We already know that. Upon the eyes and eyebrows were pinned to the cork boards. We saw that artwork. Strange. I mean, it's very childlike. Very childlike. All right, anyway. We'll leave it there, guys. We'll leave it there. That was part of 7. Eesh. Whatever. All right, my loves. Maybe we'll do a late show, eh? We'll do a late show, love. We'll do a late show. All right, good night, my love. Welcome, CB. We're just about to wrap up. We've went on and on and on. Welcome, Creamy Rogue. We went on and on. That's right.
Slowpoke, what you doing here?
All right, baby. That's the gato.
Hey, Jose, instead we tried to catch the Speedy Gonzalez. We should have caught Slowpoke Rodriguez.
That's right.
The slowest marshal in Mexico.
All right. There he is. I love you, baby. Don't forget.
My name is Slowpoke Rodriguez.
All right, baby. I love you.
Rodriguez is for me.
I love you.
Wait,